Good morning, everyone. My brief today is to talk about bilateral total knee replacement. More specifically, do not do bilateral knee replacement unless. At the outset, my apologies for not being there in person to deliver this talk due to prior commitment at CCA in Delhi. My name is Vaibhav Bagaria and I work at the Sir H.N. Reliance Foundation Hospital in Mumbai. So let's begin by understanding what are three different terms that are sometimes used interchangeably. The first one is simultaneously, wherein in during a single anesthesia and one single operative session, both the knees are replaced under the same anesthesia. The stage refers to the same admission, which are a few days apart, and a staggered or sequential means separate admissions which are weeks to months away. We know that the bilaterality of osteoarthritis is rule, not the exception, and usually when they present to us, almost one third of the patients need bilateral knee replacement. 10% of them get a contralateral TKR within 1 year, and 20% of them get contralateral TKR by year 2. So when we do bilateral, the evidence that which one is better is not binary because there are a lot of overlapping literature. There are risk signals wherein the meta-analysis have reported higher mortality and thromboembolic risk with one stage bilateral TKR compared with stage procedures. But at the same time, there is a selection signal to all of these studies wherein it's been reported that when low risk patients are carefully selected and the perioperative pathways are strong, the results are comparable. So, that's the reason for this talk, as the literature does not prove everyone should. It supports only the right patient and the right system. We know that the patient often asks for it. Of course, it's one anesthesia, so there is less total exposure to the hospital logistic. In a single recovery pathway and rehab, there's a faster return to life. There's a symmetry in getting both the procedures done where both the painful knees are addressed together. And of course, there is some cost and time benefit with potentially lower stay, visits, and leave. However, these benefits does not cancel risk. It only justifies that we need to look harder for suitability. The central thesis is one should not choose speed over the safety. Most surgeons, or many surgeons rather, tend to ask this question: can I finish both the knees? The question which is right is: can this patient absorb both knees? What changes when we do both knees? The blood loss, the risk of thromboembolism, the increase in cardiopulmonary stress, and the rehab burden. The bilateral surgery converts a routine TKR risk into a reserve test, and it is reflected in higher mortalities at 30 days, 90 days, and 1 year. The reason being the increased incidence of pulmonary embolism, stroke, and MI, the signals which we cannot ignore, the transfusion and blood loss, which is roughly twice compared to unilateral, and also the fact that the rehab burden increases and as there is no good leg to transfer to. Having said that, there is one anesthesia, one admission, one recovery. So there is a single anesthetic exposure, shorter operative time, shorter overall length of stay, and lower reoperation and fracture rates when we do both simultaneously. One episode of care beats two on the price. So the total episode cost, the cumulative OR time, the number of rehab episodes, and the patient time of the work decreases. So there is some merit in thinking deeply about doing bilateral knee replacement. Functional outcome wise, there is only a marginal difference It is statistically better, but clinically the difference is marginal. So, when should not one get or a simultaneous TKA? For me, it's the age. Anyone who is quite elderly, above 75 years, and I'm talking about the physiological age, someone who has high risk of anesthesia, ASA grade 3 or more, someone who has got a cardiopulmonary disturbance, coronary artery disease, chronic heart failure, COPD, should not have simultaneous TKA. Any previous history of VTE, BMI more than 40, CKD stage 3, someone who has got less social support, living alone or no caregiver with them, and there is an asymmetry in both the knees. So, if there's a difference of more than 2 KL scores, then one should avoid doing bilateral TKS. Mind you, none of them is absolute, but each of them is an indicator nevertheless. So for me, all the seven filters must pass. That we should do bilateral TKR if the age, physiological age is less than 70 years, ASA 1 to 2, robust functional reserve, no active coronary artery disease, chronic heart failures or COPDs, symmetric, again this is very important as a surgeon, symmetric bilateral end stage disease, no prior VTE, BMI less than 40, HbA1c less than 7.5, strong caregiver support, and that home rehab is possible. And last but not least, documented informed consent with a mortality delta which is explained. And I'll talk about this a little later. As I said in my previous slide, the age threshold is not opinion, it is a guideline. Having said that, the age between 70 to 74 is a gray zone where the plan needs to be individualized. We must optimize every modifiable variable before the operation, including the social factors whenever needed. Something that will improve the outcomes when doing bilateral are the use of neuraxial anesthesia, using of intravenous plus topical tranexamic acid, judicious tourniquet use, normothermia, sequential doing the surgery not parallel, and having a hard stop before proceeding to second knee, and which include evaluating hemodynamic instability, expected blood loss which has happened during the first surgery, any SpO2 drop or drop in EtCO2 or embolic phenomena, ECG changes, and the first knee operative time markedly prolonged. So once you have started the knee, just ensure that it is done. The first knee has gone smoothly. When to stagger it and how much to stagger it, the safest default is 91 days to 365 days. That means between 3 months to a year. A pathway compresses recovery and protects patient, and it includes multimodal analgesia, tranexamic protocol, erector canal blocks, early mobilization, and discharge pathways. When talking to the patient, it is very important that we speak their languages when we talk about bilateral total knee replacement. So the framing of risk is very important. Rather than giving the percentages, we should say that this operation doing together carries a risk of 2 extra death per 1,000 patient. In return, one recovery, one rehab, one time off work. So you have to see that the smallest possible medical risk is taken to enable the fastest possible return. Without being biased, we have to be rational and truthful when we speak that. And also, it must be put on paper for medico legal reasons, that what was your selection rationale, that you have informed the patient of potential risk, and that you have adhered to your own protocol and the institutional protocol of choosing the right patient. Once again, reiterating that don't do the bilateral simultaneous if there is advanced age frailty, any evidence of CHF, CAD, pulmonary hypertension, CKD, anemia, ASA 3 to 4, COPDs, BMI more than 40, and complex deformity. And to this, one should add a reluctant patient. Do it When the patient is genuinely low risk, the system can rescue if needed, and the surgical plan has a stop rule. A practical decision is a patient gate, which is the low risk physiology, optimized modifiables, clear consent. The system gate that your team is capable, you've got an ICU backup, your rehab and VT pathways are robust, and that during the time of operation, the first side has gone extremely smoothly. It's important to counsel the patient not by saying that we routinely do both knees, but by stating the advantages and disadvantages. So the key slide is red, do not do bilateral for a certain groups. The amber zone is stage or optimized first, and consider bilateral only in the low risk, optimized, motivated, well supported patient in system with rescue capacity. Bilateral TKRs is acceptable only when the reason to do both is stronger than the reason to stop at one. For me, the final mantra is this: Zarurat, which means that it is indicated to both the knees, Iksha, meaning the patient wants to do both, and then it is finally safe. And that is what exactly what I tell the patient when asked, will you do bilateral? I tell them I'll only do that if it's indicated, if you wish to do it, and if my anesthesia and my clinical care pathway suggest that it is safe for you to get it done. And I thank you and welcome any question that you may have in this regard.